to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain. We got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in a question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the Green Lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we're gonna hit you with them stone cold facts and allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to Masters of the Nerdiverse, where we always have such sights to show you. You can find this comedy sketch of a podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Google Play, and Spotify. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G. And with me, as always, is my also host, my dual host, the spectacular Spider Winter.
Everyone gets one. Hey, how's it going?
Everybody gets one.
It's Winter. That is handle at Trash Monk III. That's Trash Monk III. And it has been a long week of writing papers and getting A's. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just working on writing papers, like I said, getting that stuff done. Sleeping. I finished all the seasons of Law and Order that's available on Netflix. Law and Order SVU.
Yeah.
So then I went to The Blacklist.
Okay, is that the one with what's his face? The guy,
the wonderful James Spader.
Yeah, James Spader. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the show, but there are some glaring issues that I guess not glaring. It's just like certain tropes that they pull off constantly. That part of my brain is like, are they really doing that again? And then my other part of my brain, it goes, shut up, it's a good show still.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to turn your brain off.
Yes. Compared to other shows that are coming on, this is a good show. All right, people?
Wow. Straight up.
Compared to Chicago Fire or Chicago PD or Chicago Lifeguard, this will work. So,
Chicago Foreign Legion.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's very weird that in that show, like we are in the age of SJW TV shows.
Well,
here we go.
Yeah.
And the female lead of the show is constantly getting knocked around and needing James Spader to come in to save the day.
That sounds like haphazard. Like, it makes me think of shows like Bones, where Bones is really in the field and she could do kung fu and all types of weird stuff, like, for some reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's fine. It reminds me of that one show with Angie Harmon.
An angel comes in. Yeah, Angie Rizzoli and
I love that show. That was cool. They're kick-ass.
My mom hated it. She doesn't like the voice.
Well, her voice is
Angie Harmon's voice.
She has a smoky voice, as they say. It's very smoky.
Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah, man. So what else did you do with your week other than catch up on some Law and Order? Is that about it? What else she does?
Yeah, that's pretty much about it. I have my life is pretty much set for weeks to come. So what's your
straight up?
So what did you do?
I didn't do much of anything, but be the amazing Mike G. No. This week I'm just been really on Netflix heavy because a lot of stuff came out that I really wanted to check out. So the one thing I did want to talk about is I watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes of The Haunting of Hill House. That's on Netflix.
Yeah, tell me about that.
It's super good, man. Like no hyperbole. It's like really, really, really good. Just because it tackles subject matter that you didn't think would be broached in a Boo Haunted House series. Because at first I thought it was just a movie. I was like, okay, it's just a Netflix film. That was my impression. But then it's like a 10 episode series, like a first season. I'm like, wow. And from what I've seen so far, it's very existential and it's very heavy, and it's not just about a haunted house. It's about like haunted people, if that makes any sense. Like haunted by their past, or haunted by their current present. It's a drama, but it's also terrifying at times, and actually, triggered a nightmare in my own grown ass self. So I definitely recommend it. It's really good watching if you're into horror and like just not really jump scares. It's more atmospheric, kind of like The Others with if you've ever seen The Others with her name escapes me with the moment. She was in Eyes Wide Shut with Tom Cruise.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
know what I'm talking about?
I think it's called The Others or Them.
No, Them is another movie. The Others is the one.
But she's the one like
Nicole Kidman. Yes, it's Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
And
Nicole Kidman.
Where her family are like in the middle of World War II and they're living in a haunted house. Boo. But it's just atmospheric.
But I am your daughter.
But I am your daughter. Are you mad? No, that's a good ass movie. But yeah, Haunting of Hill House is definitely a solid watch. Haven't been playing any video games because I just haven't had time.
Yeah. So did you contribute to the communist cause known as Venom?
Okay, let's talk about this for a second. Okay, before we go into the news, I need to get this.
I know you said you weren't.
Yes,
but that's not
the communist cause. Jesus. I'm just going to put this out there because a lot of people are asking me, Mike, have you seen Venom? Are you going to go see Venom? What's your take on Venom? Here's the thing. I'm not going to go see Venom. Ever. Ever. I predict that the first time I will watch the film Venom starring Tom Hardy is with my great grandson when it's on TBS 50 years in the future.
Oof.
And it just happens to be on, and I'm too old and whacked to do anything about it. Mm-hmm. You may ask, why do you carry such vitriol for this movie? And people are apparently saying it's good. A lot of people whose opinions I respect are saying that it's good. Why won't you give it a chance?
31% approval rating.
But it's number one again. There's going to be a sequel. People are still going.
Well, they already had that.
Damn it,
Mr. Woody H.
Woody H. brought it home at the end. You know what I'm saying? Super clutch.
Yeah.
But
so I have yet to hear a good review about this film. There's a ton of people who saw it, and I think Funhouse put it perfectly, where they talked about how the budget was 100 or 116 million. Box office, it made $380.2 million because people want to see their stupid characters on the stupid screen, even if the story is stupid.
Here's the thing. And I totally agree with that, which is it's familiarity. This is Ready Player One all over again. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's a picture. It's the word Venom, first of all, which is already going to draw in people. It's Marvel, which is already going to draw in people. And it's a big, giant, goofy, tar monster. You know what I'm saying? It's a big goof. Mm-hmm. He has googly eyes. And I love Venom. Don't get me wrong. I've loved Venom since I was a kid. He's always been the coolest, one of the coolest Spider-Man villains of all time. I have a high regard for the character. And what Sony is doing is not earned. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, winner. They're going to make a let's say they're going to make a Fallout. Let's say Fallout's a game, right?
But yeah, Fallout is a game.
Fallout is a game, right? But we're going to make a Power Armor Man movie. It's just the Fallout Power Armor.
Nah, it would have to be.
Does it have to?
Because that's just an attachment to a guy. It would have to be here's the Fallout. We're gonna make a movie set in the Fallout 3 universe.
Who's that?
But we're gonna focus on not the main guy that you play or the father, but we're gonna focus on the tunnel rat.
Yeah, we're gonna focus on Trey Dog. We're making a
tunnel. Is it tunnel rat or tunnel snakes?
Okay, let's put it like this. We're making a Luigi movie. Aren't you hyped to see a Luigi movie? Guess what?
Yes.
It doesn't take place in the Mushroom Kingdom. Okay? What, is Mario going to show up? Who's that? Why would Mario be in a Luigi movie? That's dumb. He could jump high, though, and he gets coins, and he goes, Wario, but he doesn't. There's no Mario. He doesn't do it. His suit is green, but it's not overalls. He's wearing a tracksuit. But we're gonna market it as Luigi. Mario might be in the movie. Wink, wink. As all leading up to its date of release. Oh no, Mario was never in the movie to begin with. It's such clickbait. I will never see this movie. Ever. Ever. And now it's like they're doing Morbius, and some people you can't give victories to because they don't know how to win correctly. Like they're sore winners. So Sony is just gonna blow it all out the water. We're making a Craven movie. We're making a Morbius movie now, and we're just any villain that Marvel doesn't have its immediate eye on. We're just snatching up, and we may just build our own Spider-Man. We may not. Stay tuned. I'm like, no, you can't do that to fans, man. That's whack. It's garbage. Can't do it. It's the worst.
Venom, whack.
Garbage. Venom,
whack.
Question mark. Can't do it. So no.
All right. So what did you watch instead?
I watched the new Aladdin trailer. That's what I watched.
So let's get to the news.
As you can tell, I had a very light week. I just watched a bunch of Haunting on Hill House, which is excellent. Do that. But in the news, the Aladdin trailer dropped to less acclaim than I would imagine. It's very. Did you watch this thing?
I watched the teaser. Yeah. If that's what you're talking about,
the only actual footage of the film that's been shown so far.
Yeah, I'm actually. I don't know how I feel about these live action remakes. If I'm being honest with you,
me too. They just kind of,
particularly Aladdin, that you're going to have a reimagining of one of the most important characters.
Yep. One way or another.
The genie?
One way or another.
Yes.
Because it can't be Will Smith and Blueface, can it? And do you want a giant Will CG, like uncanny vanityed genie with the big chin that looks just like Robin Williams?
I'm talking more about Robin Williams, about how Robin Williams played the genie, so now you have to have someone who can match that.
Oh no!
If you're,
I'm sorry to interrupt. Will Smith is playing the genie. Will Smith, get jiggy with it.
No.
Hand on stuff, man.
Good grief!
I had to tell you before you went too far. Will Smith Will Smith's Aladdin. He is the front runner.
Will Smith is Aladdin.
Will Smith is the genie. Wrap your brain around that for a second.
Come on, America.
It's not America's fault. It's Will Smith's fault. No one told him to do it. And who knows?
No, okay. I just wanted to clarify. Will Smith. So you're saying that Will Smith is playing the genie and Mina Mossad is playing Aladdin.
Yes. Will Smith, you'll never have a friend like me, genie. Will, tiny little living space, Smith. We have no
good.
What do I do with this new information, right?
Yes, this is like how. Okay, well now we know where they're going.
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know where they're going.
They're going non-Robin Williams.
It's super. Well, you can't. It's one of those things where it's like, I hate to be, the Dark Knight guy. It's hard to follow Heath Ledger after the Joker. Whoop de whoop. It's like whoop de whoop. But you're not going to follow Robin Williams. You're going to have to do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like if Eddie Murphy was the genie, I think that would be a better fit. Even though Eddie Murphy has a very distinct voice, but Eddie Murphy can sing.
Right.
He's funny when he really needs to be. He can act well when he needs to be. I think that would be a better fit. But Will Smith being a bombastic genie, it's going to sound just like Will Smith. It's going to pull you completely out of the movie because Robin Williams was doing a voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was still Robin Williams doing a voice. It's not going to be Will Smith doing a voice. It's just going to be Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the worst. How's he going to sing his songs? Is he going to rap them now? That sounds horrible.
Jeez.
I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
All right. Well, I have nothing else to say about this thing. I mean, yeah, I guess we will see. Disney. Come on.
Disney, guys. You're killing us.
You could have had James Corbin.
James Corbin. You could have had Christopher Lloyd, dog. That would have been a better film.
Yeah. Or you could have had yeah. Oh, that's all.
Synergy. Speaking of things that are disappointments, Netflix cancels the Iron Fist show after 2 seasons, dog. No more Iron Fist, man. Yeah. The first of any Marvel property to be canceled. Like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still running. All the other Netflix shows are good to go, signed up. Iron Fist didn't make it, man.
Well, there you go.
What are you gonna do?
I do think Iron Fist was probably the weaker.
Oh no, probably. It's just because they approached it wrong from the jump, where every character is kind of easily marketed. You know, Luke Cage is the bulletproof black man from Harlem. Easy, right? You just said it, make it soulful. It's cool. Jessica Jones is the powered alcoholic with a past. That's a mystery. Matt Murdock is the devil of Hell's Kitchen fighting with a chip on his shoulder. Superpower is easy to do. But Iron Fist's grasp was always was a bigger scope than all the other characters that they wanted to do for this grounded, money-saving Netflix series. You know what I'm saying? Like Iron Fist was always about foreign lands and Enter the Dragon style kung fu mystery, you know, not board meetings and Danny Rand having to run Rand Industries from New York. You know, it's just, that was never the Iron Fist vibe. You know what I mean? That just wasn't, it should have been bigger than what it was. And I get it. You have a budget and stuff, but the Iron Fist deserved more than what they gave it, in my humble opinion. The second season was okay, even though I hated the ending because it does a trope that I can't stand. But yeah, and they're saying that the character will live on in other Netflix shows. You know what I mean? So it's not the last you'll see of Danny Rand. But for him holding up his own show, no, that's kind of done.
Jeez. Yeah. Well, Punisher is still around.
Yeah, that's another one that's still Punisher season 2 is coming out soon, you know? So
yep. Well,
yikes.
There you go. Punisher is more popular than Iron Fist.
Well, that's confirmed. Punisher shirts sell more than Iron Fist shirts, says Marvel.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've heard that the Punisher logo is also connected to some Marines.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. There's like this weird Black Ops group in Iraq that just wears the Punisher logo. And like unrelated, but it's kind of cool, but it's kind of creepy. Like, it's too real. No, do not want.
Speaking of do not want,
okay. You know what? I was going to skip the next one. I know you're looking at the same list I am, but there's also a do not want directly after that.
That's also something I
do not want. So you'll never know what the first do not want is. That's going to be in the show notes. No one won't. But the second do not want, and the more powerful do not want, is James Gunn is set to write and possibly direct the new Suicide Squad movie for DC Warner Brothers. the plot thickens, man.
Right. Well, he's we've seen this back in the Cold War where people would jump sides.
James Gunn is a Marvel defector, dog.
Yeah, Like he's been chewed up, and now it's like, come join the dark
Yeah,
world of
yeah.
DC.
He's Anakin Skywalker, burnt to a crisp. And, Marvel had the high ground and they left, and now DC comes in and turns him into Darth Vader.
Like you saw what I posted on Twitter was rough. Now get the wait
till you see this craziness. They let me say anything over here.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the worst news ever. Like, it's a snake eating its own tail. You know what I mean? It's kind of, because all Suicide Squad's going to be is Guardians of the Galaxy, but told with these new characters, and I don't know. It may be the best move DC's ever done, because maybe this will help balance the playing.
Oh, you got police bat out there.
Oh yeah, they're looking for the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, looking for talent.
Wow, he is. And then to top it off, Big Mouth Batista decided to be like, yeah, sign me up, even though he's like signed up for 3 Marvel movies. Something nuts like that. Go ahead, sign me up.
I did not take steroids.
Shut up, dude. Like, I get it. You backing your boy. I totally respect that. But you don't put that on Twitter, my dude. Like, okay, so Drax just isn't coming back in Avengers 4 is what I'm reading in that. Because there's no way this man was sacrificed. I don't know. Batista's he's a lovable dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a big lovable guy. And he's down for the people who he's down for. And he's very vocal. But this is not the time, my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't like it.
It's time to move on. Yeah, I'm glad that James Gunn is getting more work.
Yeah, that's one thing I can't say. I'm happy the guy found a home, even though, when McDonald's kicked him out, he's now flipping burgers at Burger King.
It probably, I wonder now if the movies are actually going to be better, because now he's like taking the secret sauce from. Yeah.
Right. He jumped ship, dude. He's like, oh, what if he brings the Marvel secrets to DC?
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, he is a part of the Rebel Alliance, and he must be destroyed. I
like that. That's probably going to be the name of the podcast. James Gunn is a member of the he's a member of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Yes. Take him away. Jeez, that's rough, man. So speaking of it's real shady out here, man. Speaking of the dead, right? Good segue. Good segue. The Pet Cemetery trailer dropped, and it looks like a horror movie remake. It doesn't look good, man, to me.
Well,
I don't mean to be so negative this episode, but I'm just saying, like, okay, say your piece, because I have a lot to say about this. Do you think
the first Pet Cemetery was good in the sense that it should be in your movie library, or like it was a good watch?
Very good question. It depends on what you're into, man. Like, if you're a horror fan, Pet Cemetery is required watching. If you're a movie fan, will Pet Cemetery be up there with, let's say, The Shawshank Redemption? Probably not. You know what I mean? Like, it's a serviceable film that deals with some heavy source material. Personally, it's my favorite adaptation of a Stephen King work other than Gerald's Game, which came out a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Gerald's Game is really high on the list for me. If you've seen that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you're into erotic film, go right ahead. No.
It's not erotic at all. First of all,
I guess that says more about me that I'm saying a woman chained to a bed is erotic.
It's erotic for the first 30 seconds before her damn husband kills over. Then it gets real fast. You think.
But that's when it just gets started.
Ew.
Anyways.
Ooh, what are you into, my dude?
I need help.
I need safety.
So,
but no.
Yeah. So I would say that I'm holding out for this film. I think that if they just kept the same script and updated the CG or like the special effects, it would be a decent film. Unfortunately, writers and directors cannot handle that.
They can't help themselves.
They think that they know better, and so now they're going to try. Yeah, they're gonna mix up a few things. I'm always going to be down for Stephen King material to be adapted because it's either going to be spectacularly good or really, really bad to the point of you need to watch this with your friends.
The Langoliers,
the Tommy Knockers, Red Rose, I believe. Whatever that stupid one about a hospital TV show.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't remind me. Oh, I totally remember that one.
Yeah. But we
need to do an episode.
Salem Slot, people. I love Salem Slot. Both the old one.
No one could tell me anything. Yeah, Salem Slot was good, and no one could tell me anything about the Night Flyer. Freaking love the Night Flyer.
The Night Flyer
with Miguel Ferreira. So good. Graveyard Shift. Don't tell me nothing about Graveyard Shift, dude.
The Dark Tower.
Yeah, with Idris Elba, Doug. That's a keeper. That's a paddling. No, it's just from this trailer, it looks like a James Wan movie, and it shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Because James Wan movies are good, but that's the James Wan style. Whereas the original movie was very, very understated. It was very subtle. You know what I mean? It's like everything is kind of grounded in reality outside of the visions. And my child came back a demon, pretty much. But everything else is super grounded. You know what I mean? Like there's visions and it's a little town and it's all it skates that line between reality and fantasy. Where in this trailer, they're doing all types of nutty stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's real out of control. You know, there's like groups of kids like doing where the wild things are in the forest. John Lithgow doesn't have a Maine accent, which is a sin already. Why didn't you let that man do a Maine accent? Sometimes that is better. Yeah, man. I just want to live in Maine so I can get that accent for like 5 years. I think I can catch on in like 5 years. I'll come back doing the podcast. Welcome to the Masters of the Nordiverse podcast.
Well, it's about
we go to it's about time we go to the car park.
Okay.
Whatever. I'm sorry, Maine. I'm super sorry, Maine. Don't be mad at me. But yeah, the trailer doesn't look that great. It looks a little too out of control to be a Pet Sematary remake. Remember that Poltergeist remake that was just stupid a couple of years back?
Yeah, I didn't watch
Sam Rockwell.
Yeah,
and it was just way too fantastical. Too much stuff was going on because they have CGI now.
That
garbage. It gives me the same vibe.
That's true. Yeah, they should have I don't know how to pinpoint it, but it seems like that's a very common story of like with remakes is that they try to keep the same storyline. They spend so much time on the storyline that they don't realize that their effects have surpassed what the original storyline was. So you have to kind of work in what is possible now. Because if you have a lackluster like plot, you doing a super duper like in boss battle won't make any sense. Or like
I totally agree. Yeah, I would equate it to Star Wars special editions, where it's like we have all this technology now. Let's just remake the original trilogy and just start adding shit.
But
it's not necessary.
Star Wars is a special form of bastardization.
It's a special form
because it's like they're not adding any. They're just adding stuff to the original film to the film.
Yeah. Yeah, they add. We're gonna add the Han and Jabba scene where he steps over his tail, but it's gonna be a CG Jabba.
That's how you get the kids to watch. Stepping on a tail.
Step on the tail and sell a toy.
Yeah,
step action. Jabba the Hutt. Man, speaking of kids, I'm from Modesto. I went to USC.
Why are we doing graffiti?
Why are we doing a really, really bad George Lucas impression? Hey guys, let's have Darth Sidious and Rey fight together. They're separated by 1,000 years. They could be friends. No, George.
He did do THX right before I do this next. Yeah.
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 When you say THX, dang it. This podcast is all over the place. This episode. This
is modern news. You've been woke.
You've been woke. Hey, Hunger Games, I'm still full.
Yeah, we still didn't bring that up.
No, we'll talk about that later. I'll figure out a way to fit that in. Oh, man, speaking of cast trying to figure things out, the Witcher casting was revealed for Ciri and Yennefer, for those who are following The Witcher. And do you know what's going on with this? And kind of how they're approaching it?
No, I do. No, oh, dang it. No, I don't, Mike. No, I don't.
You look like you have something to say.
I have another story to add about The Witcher, though. When you're done talking about the cast.
Real quick, they hired Ciri and Yen, and they skewed Ciri to be a bit younger, where she almost looks like 12, 13. 14 maybe at the oldest, and that's fine. I'm okay with them starting the story where Ciri's younger, because Ciri's like Geralt of Rivia's adopted daughter, so to speak, where she's a Witcher as well, but she's ultra crazy powerful, like Jean Grey kind of powerful. And Yennefer is is like the main love interest for Geralt of Rivia, who's being played by Henry Cavill, Superman fame. And the actress they picked to play Yennefer looks too young. Look like it could be like she looks like she could be Ciri's older sister. You know, the actress they picked to be alongside Henry Cavill, the age gap looks a little funky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of how Famke Janssen looked as Jean Grey looked compared to the guy who played Cyclops. Their age gap was just a little funky in the X-Men movies by Bryan Singer. You know what I mean? This kind of gives me that same vibe, but I don't know. Maybe it'll look great on screen. It's Netflix, so they can do literally whatever they want. But I don't foresee any issues with it. It's just a little pet peeve I saw that I wanted to bring up, because I'm just the most surface Witcher fan. I swear I just played Witcher 3 and I think I'm like a Witcher historian, but no, I just really like that game. And I want this to be good. That's all I want to talk about when it came to Witcher.
Well, in other news of Witcher, CD Projekt Red was sued by the Witcher author. Did you hear about this?
Yes, I know all about this.
Apparently the author wants to get more money from the game than was contractually offered in the beginning. Citing that his books, his books have actually increased the popularity of Witcher, as well as the games themselves and this new series have made a lot more money than originally intended. So therefore, he should get more money.
Okay, I know a couple of things about this story. First of all, screw this guy.
Yes,
he's an idiot.
Yes,
he's a big idiot.
Can you make a good like a music analogy to the scenario?
You do it. Like, this is music analogy. Yeah. Do you have one ready to go?
I want to say Metallica. To be honest with you,
it's very Metallica. Yes. Okay.
Like if Metallica gave their music to a certain streaming service
company that we won't mention.
Yes. And then found out that the streaming company was making a lot of money, and then Metallica goes, "Well, I want to take back my music now." And he's like, "Well, you can't do that." No.
No, it's called a contract, my good man.
Yes, this is why we have contracts.
Contracts, contract breaker. It's like Killer Instinct. Contract breaker. The guy has to go sit down. So here's the story, right?
Yeah.
This old curmudgeon was at his house sitting on his book that was huge following. I'm not going to knock the man. The Witcher was huge way before CD Projekt came to his door. And CD Projekt, and this was years ago before they started building or working on this. They said, "Sir, you have two choices. We can pay you a ton of money up front and just buy the video game rights for this story, or you can get royalties for the rest of your life." They gave him the option early on.
Right.
And this old bastard was like, "Video games are stupid. It's a stupid thing that's going to fail. And you guys, and I don't really care about them. Just give me my money. Give me my money now. If you want to use it, pay me up front, because video games don't have a future."
Right.
The CD Projekt was like, "Check. Okay." you cut you a quick check, get you out of there. And they were off to the races. And fast forward all these years later, he's salty because they turned that franchise into a Witcher 3 made a lot of money, I want to say, right? It's Witcher 3 made a lot of money
for several years. It made a lot of money.
It's still making money.
Yeah.
And the old curmudgeon was just now he wants his money because what? Because you made a bad decision just off of sheer spite years ago? Screw you, man. Get out of here. You're finished. You're defeated, dude. Comboed up. Finish him. And what's funny is that this going back to the Netflix show, that's tied into the actual story. So the old curmudgeon sold that to Netflix again. Did he get his money up front, or is he going to get royalties? Knowing his track record, we can see him asking Netflix for money maybe 10 years down the road, 5 years down the road.
And by the way, a little side note, Netflix can definitely afford it. And a news article came out today about how in the last 3 months, they've gotten 7 million new subscribers.
Yeah, man, because having Netflix is kind of annoying. It's like this. It's like Netflix reminds me of G4. Remember the channel G4? We talked about it before on the podcast, yeah. I think. Where G4 started, it was all third-party content outside of like Judgment Day and Cinematech and the things they got from Tech TV. But after a while, no, it's reverse. It's reverse. Okay, I'm sorry. That's a bad analogy. But I'm just saying Netflix is all Netflix stuff now. It's no longer third-party material. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to find a Netflix original than it is to find, let's say, Smokey and the Bandit or something like that. Because they're just flooding their channel with their content. Because they make millions and millions of dollars a day, you know, and they're buying movie studios and stuff, and this stuff just pops up. Like I didn't even know they were making a Haunting of Hill House television show. I would have loved to follow that, but it just popped up. Here it is. This will be a treat, Uncle Mo. While you eat, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's super nutty, man. It's not on the docket, but I'm just curious, and we're getting a bit long in the tooth, so I want to talk about a couple more things. Real quick, did you hear about Rockstar Games boasting that they're pulling 100-hour work weeks to make sure that Red Dead is finished on time?
I did not hear that.
Yeah.
Who cares? You're like every other company.
Yeah. What's freaking new? Crunch time is crunch time. Stop doing that because humans need to eat. Lastly, speaking of Netflix, apparently they've in a combined efforts of Netflix and the BBC, they're creating a Dracula miniseries from the guys who made Sherlock. I'm very curious to see what the hell this is.
Yes, please inject some life into this, literally, into
dead
this
franchise.
Yeah, literally, and yeah, please, because you can only have so many Eastern European weightlifters play Dracula.
Wow, that's hilarious. That's a good pull.
Yeah,
get in.
Yeah. So maybe make him not modern, but
modern.
Yes, I to me, I think Dracula still needs to be a dude, but
wow. Okay,
but it could be it doesn't have to be Eastern European. You know what I mean?
I think it kind of does.
Okay,
you know?
Yeah, it does have Transylvania and all that.
Yeah,
depending on
heavy
how far
ties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not make it as comical as Sherlock Holmes.
No, that's a very thin line you're playing with. Because if you're gonna go comical, you got to go full comical.
Yes.
This
Don't make this
Dracula,
like
man.
Sherlock Holmes 2.0.
Please don't. What I would like is for it to take place in modern times, but have historical flashbacks. I would love to see Dracula like in the 70s. Like, what was Dracula doing in the 70s? What was he doing in the 50s? What was he doing during the Great Depression?
I can see Dracula like a skinhead. Not the racist kind.
Wow.
But not the racist kind. There's a difference, people.
Okay.
The ska lovers of the first wave of skinheads.
Dracula's into ska?
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? Dracula's like, no doubt or poses. I remember when they built ska. I was there. It was the nighttime. It was the right time. Dracula invented ska, confirmed.
Well, I would like to see like essentially like taking the Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula and turning it into a movie TV series.
I mean, you can't get more perfect than that, right?
True, but they could then just go full ham, go for like Nosferatu style, like Dracula, just going like full-fledged, like this is the traditional Dracula, therefore this is what we'll do. But
yeah,
I do like an idea of like a 70s, or like if they do a season, like every series is a different decade.
Generation. Yeah, different decade.
That'd be
cool. You know, started like in the 1950s. What was Dracula doing in the 50s?
Yep.
I would be super interested to see that story.
The music rights will be ginormous.
Can you imagine like Dracula like getting high with like, you know, Janis Joplin?
Yeah.
Dracula like influencing like, you know, like Kurt Cobain. Dracula just chilling with Kurt Cobain.
Well,
he's really into the music scene.
Well, the formula of like modern TV shows right now is like take a very like intense classic song, like just think of the Beatles' "I Am the Walrus, Cuckoo Choo," and then just have like they're just talking, and then action ensues, and then everything slows down and goes, "I am the walrus, cuckoo, choo," and then it just has them like blood spraying everywhere while the song is playing in the background,
dope,
and the girl's like crying in the corner. I
want Dracula to fade to black. I want him to do the Back to the Future where he invents funk. And he's like, Chuck Berry, you know that new sound you were looking for? And it's Dracula in the back
George
shredding.
Clinton, you know that new sound that you wanted to hear? Oh, take a look at this, Flyboy.
Flyboy. Dracula's like, you know Jefferson Airplane. What if you were Jefferson Starship, man? The guy's like, what? Dracula just blows his mind.
Look into my eyes. You're now Jefferson Starship.
Okay, I got it. You know how there's the song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds?
Uh-huh.
What if it's actually Lucy from Bram Stoker's Dracula?
That would be crazy. That'd
and
be
she's
crazy
like,
to do that.
And like John Lennon is like on peyote. He's like tripping balls, and he looks up in the Liverpool night sky, and he sees Lucy flying somewhere with Dracula, and she's wearing this bright red dress, and she has these giant reflective diamonds around her neck.
Well, how would he know that her name's Lucy?
Because Dracula chills with all the big stars, dog. Dracula chills.
Hey, don't mind Lucy up here with me. We're just going out to bang.
Okay. Dracula is chilling with the Beatles, with Lucy, just chilling. They're all hanging out in the studio, and it's time to go home.
This is why we don't get callbacks.
No. Follow me. It's time to go home, and the Beatles are all shoveling out to their lift, to their trolleys or whatever. And John Lennon looks up at the sky, and he sees Dracula and Lucy leaving, but they're flying over him. And he's like, "Paul, it's Lucy in the sky with all the diamonds. Help us, help us." And that's how Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was created. That's money, dude. It's money.
I don't know what to say anymore.
She's a man eater. Oh, here she comes. It's about Lucy, dog.
Now you're going to man eater.
Yeah, in the 80s, dude. Like he was chilling with what's his face? And
Hall and Oates.
Hall and Oates. And Dracula was chilling in there, and Lucy was coming through. Man, she was hungry. She needed the blood of men, and Oates was super scared. Hall was chilling because ain't nobody gonna mess with him, but Oates was scared. Oates start writing. Oh, here she comes! Watch out, boys! She'll chew you up.
I feel like I'm chewed up from this episode.
I'm sorry. That's money, dude. I'm telling you, Dracula through the ages, influencing music down the line.
Let me know if that laugh was super loud, fans. Just
I'm
message
sorry.
me on Twitter.
Let Winter know.
I'm talking to you, Austin Ozzy, on Twitter.
Austin Ozzy is the man.
Yes.
I've seen him lift 100 pounds over his head once.
Well, I would believe that because he's able to do like 2-hour-long podcasts. I listened to one.
Nice. Man.
You gotta break it down, my dude.
Trust me, we're running a bit long ourselves for this episode, but yeah, we learned that lesson.
Oh,
people don't want to stick around past like an hour, dude.
Yeah, let's close it.
Let's close it. Much love to Austin, Ozzy Austin, man. The guy's amazing. Much love, much love. Speaking of which, I might as well bring it up while we're on the show. I have a lot of people wanting to do D&D inspired shows. Are you down to do a D&D episode, Winter? I have a couple people asking about it.
Yeah, I'm down. We could do our own special style of D&D. I had a interesting idea. Ripped from the headlines D&D, something like that. So.
Okay. We'll talk more after the show, but I have a couple people that kind of want to get things done. Speaking of doing things, what are you looking forward to this week?
I'm looking forward to sleep and more sleep.
So much sleep, guys. He's like Morpheus, the Sandman. Sleep sleeps. I am looking forward to possibly, fingers crossed, if everything works out fine, streaming finally on MOTN Plays this weekend, because guess what comes out this Friday? Soul Calibur 6. And I kind of want to play that online. I'm going to call it Fight Game Friday, you lovable people, you. And I will let you know where to find us on Twitch so you can come and chill with us and watch me play the story mode and then practice for hours with Ivy, because she is indeed waifu for laifu. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I have a couple of things in motion. If everything works out, I could stream this week, but at the weekend rather. But that's the plan. So fingers crossed everything does what it's supposed to do. And if you want to help out this channel monetarily, we have a Patreon where you can donate as little as $1 a month. That will go towards the managing and makeup of this show and help us get bigger, better, stronger, faster, as Daft Punk would say. I messed that up. I know I did. But if you do want to support the show non-monetarily, that's awesome. Just remember to like our posts, leave a comment if you have something to say, and subscribe if you want more. I have, of course, been your host, Mike G.
I've been Winter at Trashmonk III.
I. And we will always ask you to take that one step beyond.